This is a special news report from Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's known so far about the upcoming summit in Washington, an event expected to give a significant push to the normalization process between Armenia and Azerbaijan. A series of high-level meetings are set to take place at the White House today, featuring the signing of a bilateral agreement between the United States and Armenia covering several areas of cooperation, with the most significant component expected to be a deal on a transit road through Armenia's Syunik province. The agenda will also include a trilateral ceremony bringing together Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev, and US President Donald Trump, during which the leaders are anticipated to pledge to work toward peace between the two South Caucasian nations. Earlier today, Trump wrote on social media that he was looking forward to hosting Aliyev and Pashinyan at the White House for what he called a historic peace summit. He said his administration had engaged with both sides for quite some time and that the leaders would join him for what he called an official peace signing ceremony. Trump added that the US would also conclude bilateral agreements with both Armenia and Azerbaijan to pursue economic opportunities in the South Caucasus, praising the Armenian and Azerbaijani leaders for doing the right thing for their peoples. Speaking with reporters yesterday, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio also referred to the anticipated breakthrough, saying about Azerbaijan and Armenia, "We're taping this here today, but on Friday of this week, we'll be here to sign an agreement and the beginning of a peace deal there." The rest of what is known about the Washington meetings has come from leaks. Washington-based Azerbaijani journalist Alex Raufoglu was the first to announce the event on Monday, while Armenian journalist Robert Ananyan yesterday shared what he described as exclusive details of the agreements expected to be signed. Ananyan wrote that Trump, Pashinyan and Aliyev will sign 3 documents. According to his sources, the first will be signed by Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan and his Azerbaijani counterpart Ceyhun Bayramov, in which Armenia and Azerbaijan will express their agreement to jointly withdraw from the OSCE Minsk group, marking the formal end of the platform created to mediate the Karabakh conflict. The second document, Ananyan said, will be signed by Pashinyan and Trump and will concern the transit route through Armenia's southern Syunik region, a road Azerbaijan has sought to secure for decades to gain land connection to its Nakhichevan exclave through Armenia. This connection will now be dubbed Trump Route, a road for international peace and prosperity, or TRIPP. Ananyan reported that the agreement will avoid the term corridor, instead using road, and will establish an equal Armenian-US joint venture registered in Armenia and operating under Armenian law. Earlier proposals for the US to lease a road in Syunik have been dropped. Instead, the US will invest in creating railway and highway infrastructure, while Armenia's sovereignty, jurisdiction, and territorial integrity are preserved. The US is acting as a participant in the process, not as a sole owner, Ananyan wrote, adding that both Armenian and American companies will be able to take part in the construction, and no US troops will be deployed on the infrastructure. Armenian state agencies will retain full legal authority, and Armenian laws will fully apply. The third document, according to Ananyan, will not be a final peace treaty, but a framework agreement between the Armenian and Azerbaijani foreign ministers, committing the sides to continue to work toward peace. It will bind both countries to 17 already agreed articles of a future peace deal, which will not be subject to further changes or withdrawal in the future. It is widely expected that the final obstacle to a comprehensive peace deal remains the amendment of Armenia's constitution, which Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev has said contains references he interprets as territorial claims to Nagorno-Karabakh. A nationwide referendum on a new constitution in Armenia is not expected until next summer, and it remains unclear if this demand is still in play in the context of the White House agreements. CivilNet's political commentator, Eric Hakopian, however, noted that several crucial provisions are absent from the deal, warning this could have serious consequences for Armenia. What is problematic in this agreement is not actually what's in it, it's actually what is not in it, he said on his weekly Insights program yesterday.
First and foremost, there's no freedom for the hostages. There's no commitment to withdraw from occupied Armenian territories. That's supposed to happen in a demarcation of the borders, which will never happen in areas that they're occupying, only in areas that are not controversial. Obviously, no right of return of people to go back to their home in Artsakh, even though this is frankly an international right and this treaty cannot affect that one way or the other. There's also nothing about protecting our cultural assets in Artsakh that have been left behind. This is, by the way, in the hands of a regime that has actually destroyed more cultural sites than ISIS ever did.
Hakopian added that despite these omissions, the Trump route deal is far better for Armenia than the transit arrangement envisioned in the Russia-brokered ceasefire that ended the 2020 war in and around Karabakh. Under that declaration, Russia's FSB border guards would have overseen the Syunik transit route, a plan Azerbaijan has repeatedly brought up for almost 5 years, while the Armenian government has stalled its implementation. Now, with the new arrangement, Russia is sidelined entirely. You can watch the full Insights show, where Eric Hakopian breaks down the deal in detail by following the link below. And as this is a developing story, make sure you're subscribed to CivilNet here on YouTube and check our website at civilnet.am for updates as we learn more.